Good to
Hello,
go.
hello. So here we are. Hello, everyone. I'm
Hello.
glad to be here. Are we
Hi, everybody.
online? I think we are, right?
We are.
Excellent. So I can see hearts and people celebrating with us. It's a beautiful, it's a beautiful session today, and I'm glad to be here moderating and mediating this conversation on fashion and Web3 and overall digital industry. So I'm glad to be here. So quickly, I am Gigi. I'm producer at Decentraland Foundation, and I work directly as head of Metaverse Fashion Week. And I would like to actually introduce all of you. So please, let's start with Talia, talking a little bit about you, then Anna, and then Kareem, please, so we can go through our topics. Welcome and thank you.
Thank you so much, Gigi, for the kind words, and so excited to be here with all of you talking digital fashion. It's such an exciting time. You know, with NFTs, with Web3, with digital fashion everywhere. My name is Talia Zoref. I'm a fashion artist and illustrator. And recently, which is already like, I guess, almost, well, a year since I know about NFTs, already more than a year since I know about NFTs, but 3 months approximately since I launched my product, my project, Eyes of Fashion. And I've been an illustrator for the last 10 years, traveling the world, illustrating in different fashion shows, um, meeting a lot of, celebrities and sketching them. COVID came and, and what I really loved always was meeting inspiring people and meeting, interesting people from all over the world. Um, and and I think with NFTs it brings such an amazing community together. And then we created Eyes of Fashion, which was already an existing art collection that I had, which is inspired by the contrast between the judgmental fashion industry on the one hand, and on the other hand, the fun creative side of it. And we brought together kind of the aspect of, real life fashion from my real life experience of fashion, working with different brands like Chanel and Fendi and stuff like that. And, meeting a lot of fashion icons like Anna Wintour and stuff and sketching them live, to having, metaverse fashion events and going to that direction and bringing it more, to Web3, with digital fashion and with all those things. And also, of course, I think with education, and this is such like a new era, so I can't wait for all is to come. This is kind of a brief introduction. um, the fashion characters, which usually are behind me in the Zoom screen, but here I guess it's a bit different, um, are basically, like I said, they're really colorful. So that's kind of the colorful, vibrant side of it. And on the other hand, it's the eyes. So these characters, their heads are replaced actually with eyes. And when I started the project, we wanted to create something that was like this feminine character that wasn't human, that was fictional, um,
Mm-hmm.
and and really exists since 2019 when I started creating them. After kind of feeling that, in different fashion shows. And then on the other hand, yeah, super colorful and fun and fashion and, just feminine. So yeah, that's like a short introduction. So nice to meet you all and can't wait to hear what you all got to say. I have so many questions and, so excited.
That's amazing, Talia. Thank you so much for sharing your experience and your amazing journey. I think we are all here to really learn with each other. And I would love to have Anna introducing herself. I know she has so many amazing projects on her history, and also she has something very special brewing, the Metaverse Fashion Council. So Anna, please, it's your turn. Share with us your thoughts. Introduce yourself.
Yes, hello everyone, and thank you for inviting me. And I'm 11 years in the fashion industry, and I start as a designer when I was 16 years old, and I show my first collection in London Fashion Week. So, and in 2017, we start to build the bridge between fashion industry and blockchain industry, and it was the first step. We mint fashion coin is the first and main fashion cryptocurrency for fashion industry, and we launched the custom blockchain, the name of Proof of Love. And now we organized the first decentralized autonomous organization of Metaverse Fashion Council. And of course, now we have more than 115 members, and it's cool experience for me because, it's like my dream. I want to connect old school or like huge fashion industry and blockchain industry, like marriage. And may introduce my colleague. Yeah, his name Kazbek. He told you more about the technical questions, and
So thank you for having us. So Metaverse Fashion Council is for not just for fashion people, it's for fashion and venture capital people and decentralized finance. So that's why I'm here. Yeah. So I'm an angel investor for like traditional fashion for last 15 years and for Metaverse fashion as well now. So, and the core idea of this Metaverse Fashion Council is to invite quite different people from all countries, not local lobbying interest of any local industry, fashion industry, even it is U.S. industry, even if it is Italian industry. Yeah, so it should be for all the planet metaverse. Yeah, so and to connect these financial institutions and creative institutions. Yeah, because in traditional fashion there never ever happened venture capital coming into young creative designers. You, Kareem, know it way better. Yeah, you, Gigi, know it. Yeah. So and we
Yes.
hope and we're sure that in metaverse fashion that will happen at last. Coco Chanel had no opportunity to meet venture capital and to work like not surviving, yeah, but work for just creativity, yeah. And we
True.
want for younger designers, for younger creatives, yeah, to meet their venture capitalists, like it is in here in California, yeah. Any startupper, I don't mean in creative industry, but any startupper, yeah, just make their pitch deck, and the next day they meet venture capitalists, and if they are happy, if they are cool enough, that so they have investment and they work hard. In the fashion industry, it's not that way. So I ran two fashion weeks for 10 years, so I know it well. I mean, in traditional fashion, yeah, and now it's a huge window of opportunity for everyone. So thank you for inviting and us, and we want to invite all of you to Metaverse Fashion Council and Gigi. So we are so happy to talk to you. Yeah. So as a pioneer of this Metaverse Fashion Week, it's historical event. Yeah, it just happened in March, the end of March. Yeah. So and the history started, and let's talk and let's make a brainstorm here. Yeah. Thank you, Talia.
Absolutely.
Yeah, let's bring some new ideas and let's
yeah.
do something cool online. Yeah, because it's metaverse event. So that's it. Thank you.
I'm really happy and honored for you to be here. And let's talk more about the council. I think that one of the topics that definitely we'll go through will be a little bit of this creators economy and how I feel that really impacts the way we're building content and even giving the opportunity to this new horizontal system of creators to emerge. So I really want to go back to that after Kareem introduces himself. Thank you so much. Kareem,
Yeah.
tell us a little bit more about yourself.
Hi, everyone. First of all, I'd like to thank you for the opportunity and for the invite to be here. Uh, Gigi, Anna, Talia, everyone, it's a great pleasure to meet you. And I'll start by introducing a little bit about what we do. So I'm the co-founder and CEO of Brandverse, a Berlin-based startup that is building digital and physical wearables. We want to become a hub for Web3 native brands. We're on a mission to empower creatives, artists, designers, marketers to build and own the next generation of wearable brands. How we came up to this idea was simply because we're four co-founders, our combined experiences, where me and Gabriele, one of the other co-founders, we helped direct to consumer brands from start to scale before. We've seen brands that didn't exist come into existence and become 10, $20 million brands within a year and two. But what we noticed wrong with that model was the consumers of those brands, the people who wore these products and interacted with them, never reaped any part of the success of these newly generated brands. And when I saw a huge opportunity when I saw all conglomerate brands, everything above $10 billion brands was entering the metaverse to establish a new way of communication and a new era of connection with those communities in a digital realm or in a metaverse or in those environments. We also figured that, hey, this is a place also for new brands to evolve, but they can evolve with the power of the community instead of one person that developed the brand in a siloed environment. The brand can actually hold the voices of the people who are gonna express themselves while wearing it. So we came up with the concept where Brandverse is a place where you can co-create the brand with us. So we started releasing our designs. Our other two co-founders are Ivan and Stefano, who are Ivan has previous experience with Fendi, Versace, Moncler, and Baldo is like the 3D procedural king. So we kind of developed our own 3D procedural designs, and we showed our community what we are capable of in terms of design. And then we educated our community about branding basics. And then we got proposals of what the brand name should sound, so what it should be. And then the brand ambassadors actually voted on the name that they wanted the wearable to carry. After that, we created a logo competition, and the same submission process happened. And then we now have the first Web3 native wearable brand called Zena with a 3 that was purely generated by the participation of the people who will eventually wear that both on the physical and on the metaverse side of things. So we're building this
That's
ecosystem
amazing.
of interoperable 3D wearables and connecting them with physical products, thus aiming to redefine how branding works for Web3.
This is
In a nutshell.
amazing. I think that is beautiful that we're all here somehow trying to disrupt things that they existed before in a certain way, and we're trying to think together and how we can reshape them. So I think this is really powerful. And I think this is one of the things that Web3 is so special about, how many people are coming with innovative ideas that really question the status quo, so many things. So I would like to invite you maybe to go through the first main topic that actually the team of the Metaverse Fashion Council brought up before, which is really about the creators economy. My experience during the Metaverse Fashion Week, for example, in Decentraland, was that we were able to onboard 70 brands and really connect them with creators in the community of the platform. And that was actually something that really became a mission to me, how we can improve more and more this mission as a hub, connecting great creators to brands or even collaborators or investors. And you see that happening more and more, in which middleman is somehow becoming the creator. You don't have only the middleman, but you have these creators as direct contact with brands. How do you see that? I would love to hear from you your thoughts as an artist, Talia, and of course as other visionaries in the fashion. What do you see from all the angles? Please, let's share ideas on that.
I think you can start.
About emoji.
Yeah, about emoji.
Okay. So let's explain. So just today we just announced 1 hour ago. So and we are announcing it now. Yeah, the new project for building the decentralized autonomous organization, Metaverse Fashion Council as DAO. Yeah, because everyone is speaking. Okay. Screaming out loud, yeah. So there should be Web3, there should be DAO, yeah. So, but where is any DAO? So we know DAO of Decentraland, yeah, it's true DAO on blockchain. So it's a huge example for other communities how to operate. So and sometimes it's not that easy, yeah, because sometimes it's easier to operate centralized way, yeah, like Mark Zuckerberg says, okay, let's do this, and all the
Yeah.
Facebook is to do this, yeah. In Decentraland, it's not this way, but here is the power of Decentraland. So just taking it as an example, yeah. So we are going to build this DAO, yeah. Which way?
Mm-hmm.
So we discussed it with the advisory board of Metaverse Fashion Council, and everyone has chosen the one theme, one creative theme, and this is emojis. Yeah, why emojis? Because they are like everyone loves emojis. Yeah, emojis are symbol of something, some emotion or some object or some like direction or area of knowledge. You know better than we do. So
So true.
And
yeah,
they are open source.
they are
This
open
is
source.
very
Yeah,
important.
that's quite important. It's
Yeah.
an example of being open.
Yes.
Nobody owns emojis. Yeah, they are Unicode. It's non-profit organization. They run emojis. Yeah, and emojis are another example of what they are code. Usually, people don't understand that emojis are code. It's not a picture, and this code is streamed to different platforms like Apple, Twitter, Facebook, or Microsoft, and there it has the interpretation of how do they look. Yeah, so on one hand, all emojis are individual. We mean at different platforms. On the other hand, they are like you can recognize them from the first second. So we want to develop this approach and to invite like 300 designers. Kareem, please invite your community. Yeah.
Yes.
Uh, Gigi, please invite your designers. Talia, please invite yourself and invite your friends.
Yes.
And the idea is that okay, there are 3,000 emojis now on the market. Yeah? So during 1 year or maybe more, yeah, there should be like 10 emojis for one designer. So it's not strict law, yeah, but it's like up to 10, yeah. Okay, so contact the Metaverse Fashion Council. First, please join it as a member, yeah? And then propose, I can do like smileys or monkeys or
Hearts or
hearts, yeah,
yeah, a lot
anything,
of
yeah? So I want to interpret them. Here are my ideas and sketches. Then Fashion Council with the advisory board confirms it, approves it, yeah? So, and you start working and you produce 3D immersive NFTs, they're digital assets. It's going to be the first NFTs. It's the first step. Then they should be 3D immersive and working as a digital assets in metaverses, different metaverses, like really working, not like
Roblox, yeah,
Roblox or
Meta.
Facebook, Snapchat, in all other places. Yeah. So in metaverses built by the members of Metaverse Fashion Council, like Maison DAO, like Fitting Room, like one day, Kareem, you will build some platform. So of course, Decentraland. First of all, Decentraland, yes. So Sandbox as well, yeah, to other platforms. But the fashion idea is the same. Yeah. For instance, imagine Coco Chanel makes a little black dress. Yeah, symbolic, historical little black dress. It's the same in different platforms. Yeah, it's still little black dress. Yeah, so it can exist in different places. So this emoji-based NFT as digital asset can exist in different platforms and connected to different blockchains, to Ethereum, to our proof of love, to Polygon, to Solana, Polkadot, yeah,
Bitcoin as well.
Bitcoin. We're going to anchor everything to Bitcoin blockchain because Bitcoin is God, yeah. Bitcoin is it's not so good in technical, yeah, terms, but it's like gold, yeah. It's not God but gold. Okay, so and there are going to be 3,000 NFTs drop by drop, yeah. And what is quite important, we are going to invite membership VCs, venture capitalists like angels, yeah, for the demo day to make the first meeting between creators and investors, yeah. So it's going to be in the metaverse, and it's going to be the first investment event ever, yeah, for this collection.
Amazing. I'm sorry to interject. I apologize, but I was having a problem with my link. Yeah, and actually, I think that there was two tabs open at the same time, and I was not being able to stay on. So I unfortunately lost the conversation. You're going through the DAO, but actually, I would like to open a little for Kareem and Talia, in the sense that I think it's so important, the discussion on the DAO and open source, because this is actually the systems that allow the communities to grow and the creators to have a chance to horizontalize the process of creation and business opportunities. So how is that from an artist's point of view, Talia? How do you see that? How is that process to you?
Yeah. So it's super interesting because for me, for the first time, and I love that question because for the first time as a creator and also a fashion enthusiast, I can take my creations in a way to the next level, seeing them, And also, I think there's so many amazing opportunities for just creators in this space, um, in general. Something from the window. Um, but
Don't
I
worry.
think that, yeah, after, we all have our technical stuff. So basically, I think that there's so much opportunities just as creators to join these fashion spaces, to join this new world that is happening right now and really building right as we speak, um, as a creator. So I think, and it brings also so much creativity if it's just, bringing different creators together to do a certain project that, when before me as, a regular, not regular, but, a 2D illustrator, and maybe I would do some animations, but when it would bring me to, to a 3D artist, to the world of VCs, to the world of, to the world of all the technology of the DAO of everything. So I think it's just fascinating for me, to just see all the opportunities in this space. And really, the beauty about it is that there is no limit to the imagination that you can take it to. And you saw that also
True.
with Metaverse Fashion Week, I think, which was unbelievable. I think it was like such a breakthrough, for the creators taking part, for the brands, coming and joining and seeing that. So I'm really excited also about what you guys are doing, Kareem and Anna, and everyone here. So because I feel that each one brings their own perspective and does something that we are all builders in this world.
So true.
So yeah, and for us, for me, it's really interesting because I have my character, which is, the eye, which is really like a niche. It's like my creation as an illustration, and then suddenly see it as a character in the metaverse, which is super interesting. Or seeing my art in the metaverse, my fashion illustrations in the metaverse. You can have now a background for a fashion show that is a gallery or that is this amazing space. So you can see suddenly, yeah, like it's amazing. Or even see your art so easily walking on models in the metaverse, like not as the character, but on the clothing to visualize things in a new perspective. So I just see so much different opportunities for creators, and so many collaborative efforts that I also love seeing different creators come together. New
That's
conversations
amazing.
are happening. Yeah. So that's really
Yeah.
great. But I would love to hear what you also have to say, Kareem, because what you do sounds also so interesting. And you guys with the Metaverse Fashion Council, this is also amazing news. Like I'm so excited about this all.
Yeah, and actually, Karim, I want to hear from you about the creators, but I think you can bring a very interesting perspective on brands because we have a very important relation between this new creative economy that is emerging and empowering those creators, but we have as well a new paradigm for the actual consumer brand relationship. And I think that that's a topic that maybe you could evolve and connect with the topic of creators. I would love to hear your thoughts on
Absolutely. Thank you so much for everyone's take on DAOs and the metaverse in general and digital fashion. I mean, considering the time everyone here is spending online, it's inevitable where we're going, and self-expression also transcends to the digital realm. It's not only what we wear in the physical world; it's also going to be what we wear in the digital world. So, speaking about DAOs and decentralizing, who takes the benefits of those brands and why we came up with this concept where people need to participate in the brand creation, because the old model really lied on the fact that a brand will connect with its audience purely based on what the marketer or the brand manager or some creative people inside this brand's siloed environment decided with some market research metrics and some some basically studies they did saying, okay, we're going to position this product in this way and we're going to sell it at this price and people are going to consume it in such manner. But there wasn't an aligned incentive mechanic between who was consuming it and who was creating it.
Mm-hmm.
And now with NFTs and especially in Web3, we can shift that model where the person who's gonna flex the brand in the metaverse can actually be part of the creative process. Because for me, why do we actually connect with brands is because of the values that each of these brands we connect with. So if you are part of setting those values, if you were part in that creation, if you took part of that creation process, that brand consumer slash brand community relationship is now like this, like we're going in the same direction. Because if that brand makes success, if that brand reaches an all-time high, me as the owner of that NFT wearable where I got to co-create that brand with that brand's infant phase, I will reap the success out of it. Because not only I
Yes.
want to flex it because it looks nice, but also I have aligned incentives with it. So this is where we see brands heading. I think um, right now, this is the last point I want to touch on. We talk about how brands are entering the space, and not a lot are focusing on the interoperability of assets, or how can these 3D rigged assets actually go from one meta world to the other. So I feel like the next big thing that's going to happen on the tech side specifically is those SDKs that are going to allow Unity to sandbox, Unity to Decentraland, and those kind of
Yes.
assets play and plug there.
You know that, Kareem, I think that there is so many important things in what you said, in the sense that, first of all, I think when you build an asset with a brand, there is a huge sense of belonging. And I do feel that this first person experience in the consumer is something that you cannot get in the regular Web2 experience when you're scrolling a campaign that is not part of who you are, doesn't have any part of your characteristics. So there is this new wave of building an identity and really a community behind it, NFTs, behind overall creative processes. I think that's a new way to think as a brand. And also, what you mentioned about interoperability, one of the goals for the Metaverse Fashion Week, and I think overall in Decentraland, what we're trying, and personally, I feel that is interoperability is not just technical. It's about we changing the mindset. Today, you can create cross-platform experiences. You could create a marketing campaign cross-platform, exploring different aesthetics, different audiences, right? So I think that we should wait for the technical advances, and it's going to happen soon. But we should give the first step as individuals and users and builders. And I think this is what, for example, Anna and her team are doing with the console. And I think in that sense, I have a question that maybe could go to your team to explain to us. The idea of the console, I think, the idea of the console is pretty much like globalizing this creative process of fashion, right? And I do feel this is amazing because it allows us to actually go beyond, right? And think without necessary national or local thoughts. So tell me, how do you see that? And how do you see the fashion expanding its boundaries and the metaverse expanding its boundaries, not just in the realm of digital, but maybe I'm a big fan of XR. I have been researching that for so long. So how do you see this connection between digital and physical, territory, nation, and so on?
Mhm. So, I think the fashion industry, it is a metaverse because every avatars need to wearing something cool, and it's like my personality. My avatar in metaverse, it means my personality in my real life. So, and of course, because Beck told you about, we connect not just people in fashion industry, we invite people from venture capital, from tech company, and we want to connect all the industries because metaverse, it's something special new, it's not like what we do before that, like fashion, like traditional fashion weeks or traditional something, I don't know, like like summits. So, and of course, guys, I invite you to members, and Gigi, I'm happy to invite you to our advisor board. and I proposed you to do. Yeah.
Gigi.
So happy. Thank you. I'm super honored.
Confirm,
Live
yeah?
announcement. Thank you.
It's very important
And
to.
Kareem and Talia, welcome to the Metaverse Fashion Council
Of
immediately.
course.
And let's brainstorm together.
And I know that you are working in summits and special events, and I would love to do them in the Decentraland and cross platforms as well. So the invitation is open. Let's organize things together.
May we ask you, so on the way, yeah? So it's just, everything is happening right now. So
It's just live.
We celebrate.
Well, maybe like one of the first demo days, yeah, of the first, for instance, just imagine Talia and Kareem, they made their interpretation of those emoji collection being the governance NFTs for Metaverse Fashion Council, because this Metaverse Fashion Council isn't ours, it's yours, already yours, yeah. You will vote, you will own it, you will control it, yeah. But someone still should produce the creative side of those NFTs.
Amazing.
And that is Kareem, that is Talia, for instance, yeah. So you produce them plus other designers, yeah. We already talked to them, yeah.
That's an open call.
Yeah. So Talia and Kareem, is 1 month enough for you to make sketches and then to prepare like three-dimensional NFTs for emojis, for instance, based on emojis? Is it okay 1 month or?
So we get the NFT, we get the emoji, and we need to create a 3D NFT based
Your
on the emoji.
interpretation, your interpretation. You get heart or smiley or monkey, anything, yeah, or bank, yeah, or rocket, yeah, and make like some wearable. It can be like earrings, it can be a necklace, it can be anything you want. So it can be just a rocket, yeah, why not? But it should be 3D, and it should be useful in Unity or Unreal Engine 5 to be deployed to Decentraland, to Sandbox, to Snapchat. So we will do the tech side. We will do as a council, yeah. So
Amazing.
1 month, is it enough for you to build this creative side?
Um,
Yeah, it's
I,
seriously question.
I'm not the guy to answer the technical question on the 3D side. I mean,
It's not
But
a
let's start
question.
brainstorming it. Let's do that post event, but with the open call done, I think, here for everyone. But this
Imagine
is
1 month.
amazing.
Exactly. I think also, as a commercial illustrator, I think everything, like every project, takes a different amount of time and depends on so many things. And also, I wanted to add something that I was thinking of before, that what I love also about, and where I think digital fashion is going is that, and you guys started giving some great examples, but I want to just give some examples from our community. So basically, being a fashion illustrator before NFTs, so most of my customers were like serious fashion enthusiasts that would just shop Dior, Chanel, or designers all day, and they would love this fashion illustration stuff, these special things like as a collector. And attend the shows and go to the showrooms and all that. But with NFTs, what I'm super excited about, for the first time, it brings the tech world, like women working in code and tech, VPs in huge companies. For example, I met the VP of Ledger at an event, and she was like, "Oh my God, you're Talia, I'm a holder." And I was like, "Oh my God, I'm your fan. What are you talking about?" And just the fact, yeah, like how crazy. And just the fact that it brings, like, all the people from the tech world. We have amazing women like that are executives at banks or at VCs
Amazing.
or whatever, and the NFTs and the fashion metaverse allows them not to be practical, to go with their imaginations, to fully express their identity and who they want to be fully. And I'm sure you also kind of saw that in Metaverse Fashion Week and in the Fashion Council and also in Brandverse, right? um Fashion Council, sorry. And what I wanted to say, that like for me also as a purchaser of some digital fashion, I also spoke to some women that are our holders that purchased recently digital fashion. And we have some interesting stats that 23% of the people that purchase digital fashion, they pay more for the digital fashion than they do for the real fashion, like in the real kind of world. So that's very interesting also. And for me, like for example, I purchased these amazing boots that had flames and all these things like that you can't even imagine of wearing in
Amazing.
the real world, that it doesn't have to be, real and practical, and just a whole other surface of self-expression, imagination, and bringing these two worlds together.
That's beautiful. And I think that this really make us think the importance of the fashion. And I think Anna has a quote on that even in the website of the Metaverse Fashion Council about how fashion is important in the Web3 we're going through. And of course, I think the identity creation of who we are, who we want to be. So I think our time is ending slowly. So I just would like to kind of bring a little bit a perspective, maybe a light on that, and thinking, what do you see, how do you see fashion, digital fashion evolving in the next 5, 10 years? And how do you see as well the integration between digital and physical? Maybe Anna, you can start, and then Kareem, I would love to hear your opinion as well from Brand's point of view, and Talia, your perspective as an artist.
Who is the first? Kareem.
No, am I?
Yeah.
Should I? Or
Go
I can
ahead.
go. I
Please
mean,
go,
okay.
go, Kareem, go you first because
All
we
right.
have to wrap
So
up in the next 5 minutes or so. Go
yeah,
ahead.
absolutely. So I'll try not to take anyone's time. So what I see in the future is, apart from what we already mentioned about interoperability and immersive experiences across platform, I see new business models emerging specifically related to brands on-chain strategy. So if we go back in time to 2004 when Facebook was founded and it ignited this Web2 wave of social where you are what you like, where you can actually interact with the internet, post content, comment, like, and that kind of stuff. Then we got this wave of agency-like business models where they were Facebook agencies, influencer agencies, affiliate marketers. Those didn't exist before. So I feel like there will be that type of business models that will evolve, that will help brands that still didn't very much integrate in Web3 to actually help them and guide them with an on-chain strategy. Because you can have an Instagram account or Facebook profile, but doesn't mean you have a social media strategy. You need people to actually care about it. So this is where I see fashion going also in that direction, where there will be businesses helping other businesses on that front.
That's amazing. Anna, how do you see that?
So as we see, fashion industry goes to digital form, and it's really cool. And I think we need to organize some metaverse fashion summit in the Decentraland. What do you think about this? And we need to discuss more about this because we need to do new rule, and we have a lot of question about
Yeah.
which currency do we need to use in this fashion metaverse. Yeah, and a lot of
Let's do the summit. Confirmed date to be
Thank you.
decided. But
What month?
it's
What
definitely
time?
educating is important. Educating in this process and onboarding is essential and crucial to everyone: brands, consumers, users,
Oh,
anyone.
cool. Thank you.
we
And
do
when
good
is it
stuff.
good for Decentraland? What do you think?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Let's think, maybe I think that early, like maybe August, early September, around that time, I think it's
Oh,
excellent. So then we can start preparing for Metaverse Fashion Week 23, and at the same time bring great masterminds to think together on like theoretical and next steps. I think that is beautiful. So
mhm.
everybody's invited. We have a new summit, it's coming.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah,
Cool.
we
thank
will
you.
we will make it happen.
I'm in.
So
I'm in.
you're in it, definitely, Kareem. You're gonna be invited. GJ Campto is gonna get involved for sure. We're gonna involve
Would love
them,
to.
and Talia is gonna be there too. And Talia, tell us, how do you see the future of fashion in the next years to come? Its futality, or how it's gonna unfold before we finalize the path.
Yeah, of course. I'm super excited. I'm just excited to see how inclusive it can be to all these people from, the other worlds that are not the fashion world come together and fully express themselves. And I love seeing, like I said before, everyone coming and suddenly, being into art, into fashion, into all these things that they didn't really make time for, because this is like, it brings you joy, right? And art brings us joy, I think. Just the ability to
Totally
experience
true.
fashion, yeah, exactly, to experience art. So yeah, and also the imagination and what you can do. So that's really brief because I know that our time is ending. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Talia. Thank you, Kareem, Anna, and all the team behind your initiative. Thank you so much, GDA Capital, NFT Basel. It's beautiful to be here. So I think this is the end of our conversation today, but I'm sure you can find us on socials, and we'll be back with a beautiful summit with the Metaverse Fashion Council for sure behind it in the Decentraland with all of us there, for
Cool.
sure.
Thank
Great.
Thank you so much for this.